Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bad Bookers Wrestling Podcast. My name is Jack, and we are back finally with a Monday Night Raw review. I think the last time I did one of these was 25th of June, so nearly a month ago. Laziness and travelling on my part is why these haven't been coming out, but I'm determined to have this SmackDown and an NXT one every week, including the 205 Live on the end of the SmackDown. I'm determined to do this every week now for a little bit until I get lazy again. But let's jump straight into it, because there was a huge announcement on the start of Monday Night Raw, and it was Stephanie McMahon, Triple H and Vince McMahon all in the ring, and they announced that there will be the first ever women's pay-per-view, all women's pay-per-view called WWE Evolution. They're going to have 50 women there. They're going to have the titles for the women's Raw women's title, the SmackDown women's title, the NXT women's title, and the finals of the Mae Young Classic there. And they're going to have superstars from the past wrestled as well. So that's a fantastic idea. I thought they would try and bring in a new belt, which, if it was a mid-card belt, I could have got on board on, but they need a bit more talent for that. And I just thought the tag team belt would have been a terrible idea. But I'm really happy that it's an all women's pay-per-view, and it's probably like a thank you to the women. Obviously they couldn't compete in Saudi Arabia, and the men did the Saudi Arabia tour, so this is like, right, we did this and now we're gonna reward you for sticking with WWE, I guess, because some women might have been like, oh, they're doing an all men's show in a country that women can't wrestle in, I'm going to ditch, I'm out. But no one did, and they're probably their way of thanking them. So here you go, let's have a first all women's pay-per-view and proper showcase your talents. The one thing I'm really looking forward to is the finals of the Mae Young, because I'm glad that they're putting it on a main stage. I think that's an excellent idea, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think they said it's going to happen on the 28th of October, so that'd be great. I'm really looking forward to that, and can't wait to see which older wrestlers are going to wrestle. We're going to see the majority of the ones that came out for the Women's Royal Rumble in January, like Lita. I think they said Lita and Beth Phoenix were going to be there, and maybe a Trish Stratus return. The Bella Twins will probably be there, which I can kind of deal without, but whatever. And people like that, like, I'm just happy that it's an all women's pay-per-view, and I can really get on board with that. Really looking forward to that. But then we kicked off with the actual show after that huge announcement, and we had the rematch for the Raw tag team titles even. The B team, who are now champions, versus the Deleter of Worlds, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. And the B team retained, and we also got a heel turn by the looks of it from the Deleters of Worlds. What happened? The finish of the match was Matt hit a twist of fate on Curtis Axel. He then went to pin him. Bo then came in and hit Matt, but hit him with so much force that it kind of flipped Matt onto his back, whilst Curtis Axel put him in a rolling predicament. It was quite swish, it was quite slick and all that. B team won and retained, and then at the end Matt and Bray did the whole like, oh, hold on, that was wonderful, started clapping them. The B team were like, yeah, that was, and then Deleted World just attacked them from nowhere and stood over them in their losses. Sore losers. So where do Matt and Bray go from here? I'm not too sure. I just wonder, with this whole car accident thing with Bray, that might have been the reason why they took the titles off them, but we'll never know. It's only speculation. But yeah, the B team are retaining, and they're taking the titles into SummerSlam, which, good on them. Good on them for sticking with the B team. They tried to devalue them a little bit by constantly going with the mocking of Bray and Matt, but they're sticking with them, and it would either be the Revival or the AOP, surely, for the SummerSlam card. If they're even on SummerSlam, they should be. But yeah, can't wait to see who they face. Next up, we had the continuation of the Sasha and Bayley feud, which is now over. They faced a couple of jobbers, which they made this announcement with the whole women, and it was great and fantastic. And then it kind of just felt a bit bad having Sasha and Bayley. They're all hugging. They wrestled like a proper tag team, like nothing had happened, and it was just like, oh, it's great that you're having a pay-per-view, but this could have been the biggest feud of the year, and you've messed it up with two of the most talented women on the roster, and you messed it up. But what can you do? They seem to be best of friends again after Sasha proclaimed her love for Bayley last week. And yeah, they faced a couple of jobbers. They didn't showcase their own talents, like Alicia Fox or Dana Brooke again. They could have done that. But hey ho, what can you do? Yeah, Bayley and Sasha won. They hugged it out at the end, and it went to an ad break. So what can you do? Next up, we had Kevin Owens returning. Braun Strowman came out and he said that obviously the main event of the night was going to be Bobby Lashley versus Roman for the #1 contendership for Brock Lesnar's title. And Braun said, it doesn't matter who it is, I've got my money in the bank. It doesn't matter who it is, I'll cash it in on you and I'll be the next Universal Champion. So, you know, a standard promo for a Money in the Bank holder. Kevin Owens came out, which we said on a podcast last week that we wouldn't mind Kevin Owens taking weeks off until probably SummerSlam and interfering in a match or something like that, because he just got chucked off a cage. I don't know how tall cage is, 25 feet, something like that. He just got chucked off a cage. He should be out for a few weeks, but no, he was just taped up and wrapped up. And he came out, confronted Braun, and said that he had a family and he was trying to kill him and end his career pretty much. And this set up a match later on in the night, which I'll get onto it. I'm looking at the notes on the WWE website and I'm pretty sure they don't do promos, they just do matches. So if I miss any promos, that's why. But I'll get onto the match now, by the way. We're going to see Kevin Owens versus Braun Strowman at SummerSlam. And whoever wins that wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. So Kevin Owens and Baron Corbin went to Stephanie and said, well, Kevin said, Braun tried to take everything away from me, tried to ruin my career. I want to do the same to him. And I want to face him at Money in the Bank. And if Braun Strowman loses, or I think he said if he gets pinned, if he gets submitted, if he gets counted out, if he gets DQ'd, then Kevin Owens wins the briefcase. Kurt Angle was like, that's ridiculous, what a stupid idea. Stephanie was like, I really like that idea, that's going to happen. So yeah, we're going to get Kevin Owens versus Braun Strowman at SummerSlam for the Money in the Bank briefcase, and it's going to be controversial. Deep down, I kind of want Kevin Owens to win it. After The Miz, he was my second pick to win Money in the Bank a few pay-per-views ago, and his character suits it down to the ground in my opinion. But I doubt they're going to take it off Braun, and I doubt they're going to have Kevin Owens beat Braun technically twice in a row, because Kevin Owens did win at Extreme Rules, but in weird Kirk fashion. Next up, we had a match between Mickie James versus Natalya, which Mickie James won. Bit of a nothing match, nothing really happened. And then we had the Authors of Pain come out, and they said, oh, we want a match with someone, but not Titus Worldwide, because we've beaten them twice in a row, and they're crap. So they offered an open challenge to anyone in the locker room, and Titus Worldwide came out. And Titus was like trying to give him advice, and the AOP were like, just retire, mate. I think they said that. They were like, just retire. And then Titus Worldwide beat him up. They beat the AOP up. So we're probably going to see that match next week. And, you know, like I said, AOP have beaten Titus twice in a row now, twice in 2 weeks. So if they beat the AOP, then you can guarantee that Revival are going to face B-Team at SummerSlam. But we'll have to wait and see. Next up, we had Mojo Rawley defeating Tyler Breeze in a rematch from last week. Obviously, Mojo won that last week. Mojo won again here, so I think he's on quite a decent winning streak now. He seems to be beating everyone in front of him, so this might be a little low-key push for an IC title or something like that for Mojo. You never know what's going to happen. But yeah, it's good to see Tyler Breeze still getting TV time. He'll probably get one more week of TV time, and then we'll probably not see him, unfortunately, even though he's probably one of the better wrestlers on the roster. And people forget that. Like, in NXT, he was fantastic. He, even in the tag team matches, he's just so slick in the ring, so agile. He's a great promo, and I'm glad he's getting TV time, even though Fandango's injured. But I can't see it lasting long, unfortunately. Next up, it was a singles match between Drew McIntyre and Finn Balor, which it was an alright match to begin with, and then Dolph Ziggler got involved like they usually do, the heel pair, and Seth Rollins came out to make the save for Finn Balor, and then Kurt Angle came out and did his best Teddy Long impression and said, "We're going to make this a tag team match, player, and it's going to happen right now." So yeah, a tag team match between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor versus Dolph and Drew, which Seth pins Dolph in this match to win the match for Seth and Finn, which led to another match being added to the SummerSlam card of an Intercontinental defense for Dolph Ziggler, once again against Seth Rollins. Both times they've wrestled, 3 times they've wrestled now, haven't they? In the past month, keep on giving it to us because they have been good matches, to be fair. Seth Rollins, he's on the form of his career, and Dolph Ziggler, he's always been a decent wrestler. People give him shit, but he has always been a decent wrestler. And yeah, can't wait for that. I'm thinking Seth might win it, and I'll give you a reason. My booking at the end, maybe. I'll leave it to the podcast, so if you want to hear that, you have to listen to the podcast this week. But yeah, I reckon Seth's going to win the IC belt back. Next up, we had Ember Moon defeating Liv Morgan. Just a pretty standard Raw episode match. And Ember Moon gets her win back from Liv Morgan as Liv distracted Ember Moon last week so Sarah Logan could beat her. Which, good. Ember Moon's quality. I like Ember Moon. Next up, we had Elias finally get a song out. At the start of each match, Elias had a spot and he kept on getting interrupted. But it finally got to this point in the night, and Kurt Angle said, "Look, this is your time now. You're not going to get interrupted. Do your crap, pretty much." And obviously, if you don't know, Elias has an album out now. It's on iTunes. It's on Spotify, as we were told several times throughout the night. I think it's like 16th in the chart on iTunes, which is crazy. But yeah, he's got a new album out. I think it's got like 6 or 7 songs on it. And he performed the song and then got interrupted by Bobby Lashley for the main event of the night, which was, of course, Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley for the right to face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam for the Universal title. And I'm going to give you 3 seconds. If you haven't watched Raw, I'm going to give you 3 seconds to guess who won the match. 3, 2, 1. Roman Reigns defeated Bobby Lashley to earn the right to face Brock Lesnar. It was going to happen. I said this on the podcast. Bobby Lashley beat Roman clean in a very good match at Extreme Rules. So Roman was always going to win this match. Always going to win. It was kind of clever booking, I guess you can say. Have Bobby Lashley defeat Roman clean and have everyone like, "Oh my god, Roman lost," even though Roman loses quite a lot. But oh my god, Roman lost. And then for the title, when it matters, have Roman win clean. In again, a very good match. The crowd are quite into it, and the reaction's always a bit sour when Roman wins a number 1 contender match. But in my opinion, I don't really care who beats Brock. I just want to see the Universal title a bit more. Really, like, I don't mind Brock being a part-timer, that's fine, but when you're a title holder, you kind of need to be there. But, you know, he's making a lot of money for not being there, so there you go. But yeah, Monday Night Raw. It was, like I said, it was quite a decent show. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it was watchable for 3 hours of Raw, which, I mean, Raw isn't most of the time. But I quite liked it this week. It's probably because I haven't watched it properly for about 2 weeks, but I quite liked it. So there you go. Obviously, a recap. We are getting this all women's pay-per-view, which I'm really looking forward to. I believe it's the 28th of October. So when it's around, check that out. When's October? Like 2-3 months away. So check it out. Get it on the network. Get the network for that. You'll probably get it free, as they keep on advertising. But there you go. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel for more reviews of Raw, SmackDown, NXT 205. Maybe I'll do a bit more Impact because of last night's lovely Slammiversary that we had. Maybe I'll do some New Japan if I get a chance to watch New Japan. Maybe I'll do some more. I don't know. You never know. That's why you're going to have to subscribe even to find out what I'm going to do next. I'm going to do SmackDown next because that's tomorrow, but shut up. But yeah, please subscribe, and any questions from Monday Night Raw you want answered on the podcast, please send them in either in the comment section or at BadBookersWP on the Twitter machine. So yeah, is there any other admin? Don't think there is. So yeah, I would say thank you, and I will say goodbye, and I shall see you tomorrow for SmackDown Live.